What's going on YouTube? Chase here on Aftershock Videos, and today our deck profile suggestion is Darklord. These are mostly dark fairies that have this effect, for most of them, to discard either two Darklord cards or itself and another Darklord card in order to draw two more cards. So this deck digs pretty deep, and it has some pretty good field presence, but most of them are pretty big, high levels, level 6 through 11, so they're pretty crazy. But let's go ahead and get for the card by card and see what we're dealing with. So we have first Darklord Morningstar, level 11, 3k attack, 3k defense. Says cannot be special summoned. If this card is tribute summoned, you can special summon Darklord monsters from your hand and or deck up to the number of effect monsters your opponent controls. While you control another Darklord monster, your opponent cannot negate or target this card with card effects. Once per turn, you can send cards from your top of your deck to the graveyard equal to the number of Darklord monsters on the field, and if you do, gain 500 life points for each card sent to the graveyard by this effect. So this one's pretty good, and it will tie in later into the extra deck, as you will see. Next, we have 3 Darklord Shells. It's a level 10, 2500 attack, 29 defense. This is one of those cards that you can discard itself, and one Darklord card, draw 2 cards. And then most of these other Darklords have this quick effect, as you see here. It says you could pay 1,000 life points, then target one Darklord spell trap in your graveyard. Apply that target's effect, then shuffle that target into the deck. Now that's pretty good, because if you had already played one of these spells or traps, you can pay 1,000 life points, shuffle it back into the deck, and then apply its effects again. So that is pretty good. Next, we have 3 Darklord Superbias. This one, basically, when it's special summoned from the graveyard, you can target another fairy type monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's its own monster reborn, which is pretty good. Next, we have 1 Darklord Zorado. Zorado, if you have 4 or more dark monsters in your graveyard with different names, you can tribute summon this card by tributing 1 dark monster. So instead of having 2, you can do 1. You can send 1 dark monster from your hand to the graveyard. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Once per turn during the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn, destroy this card. So it's got a little built-in board wipe. Next, we have 3 Darklord Christias. If you have exactly 4 fairy monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, you can target 1 fairy monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Neither player can special summon monsters. So this one is basically a better version of Vanity's ruler. If this card face up, would be sent to the field to the graveyard. Place it on top of the deck instead. Next, we have 1 Darklord Nurgle. It's a level 8, 2700 attack, 2500 defense. If your fairy monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Quick effect. The pay 1,000 life points. You can only use these effects once per turn. You could only special summon Darklord Nurgle once per turn. Next, we have 2 Darklord Nestin. Says you can discard 2 other Darklord monsters. Special summon this card from your hand. The quick effect: the target Darklord spell or trap card, and then activate its effects. So he's pretty good. Next, we have 1 Darklord Amdusk. Level 6, one of the weaker ones, 1800 attack, but 2800 defense. You can discard this card and 1 Darklord card, then target 1 Darklord card in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and then the spell and trap effect. So now we have 3, pretty much the only normal summonable monsters is Darklord of Pleasure, or Indulge Darklord. It's a level 4, 1600 attack, 0 defense. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can take 2 Darklord monsters from your hand or deck with different levels, except itself. Special summon 1 of them to your opponent's field in defense position, and add the other to your hand. Also, you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of this turn except fairy monsters, which is fine, because that's pretty much all you're going to be activating for the most part. Next, we have 1 Darklord Ukobak. This is pretty much the one you're going to be special summoning to your opponent's field. Or if this card is normal or special summoned on your side of the field, you can send 1 Darklord card from your deck to the graveyard, and you can only activate these effects once per turn. Next, we have 3 Angel 01. You can special summon this card by revealing 1 level 7 or higher monster from your hand. You can only special summon Angel 01 once per turn this way. While you control this special summon monster, you can tribute summon 1 level 7 or higher monster in attack position during your main phase, in addition to your normal summoner set. So that could be pretty good if you get more one of these 6s, or something not too big, because you still have to, I believe you still have to tribute summon in accordance with how many tributes it needs. Next, we have 3 Allure of Darkness, Dig. Next, we have 3 Darklord Contracts. This is the monster reborn for the deck, which is pretty crazy. Imagine being able to do that twice per turn with the effects of the other Darklords. We got 2 trade-ins, because we do run some level 8s. Then we got 3 Banishment of Darklords. This one says add 1 Darklord card from your deck to your hand, except itself, and you can only activate once per turn. So this is the searcher for the deck. We have 1 Sanctified Darklord. Send 1 Darklord monster from your hand or face up from your field to the graveyard. Negate the effects of one effect monster on the field until the end of this turn. If you do, gain life points equal to its attack. So it's pretty good because it doesn't say target, so that could come in handy. We have one Darklord Rebellion. Send one Darklord monster from your hand or face up in the field. Destroy one card on the field. So it's pretty much a trade-off. We have one Rebellious Darklord or Darklord Uprising. Send one Darklord monster from your hand or face up in the field. Fusion summon one Dark Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. Then you gain life points equal to the original attack of the monster sent to the graveyard to activate this card. So that's pretty good. We have 3 Necro Fusions to fusion summon using materials from the graveyard, but it cannot attack this turn, which is a little lame. But once you see the effect of the fusion monster, it kind of makes up for it. And then rounding off the main deck, we do have one Darklord Enchantment. This one says send one Darklord monster from your hand or face up field to the graveyard. Take control of one face up monster your opponent controls until the end phase. So this one is a bit of a mind control. Now for the extra deck, we have one. For the links, we have one IP Masquerena, one Nightmare Cerberus. Next, we have one Condemned Darklord. Requires 2 fairy monsters to link to. So you contribute. It says you contribute summon fairy monsters that require 2 tributes by banishing 2 monsters from your graveyard instead of tributing from the field. It's still treated as a tribute summon, so it counts as your normal summon. You can discard 1 card, take 1 Darklord monster from your deck, and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. You can only activate once per turn, and once per turn during the end phase, gain 500 life points for each fairy monster on the field. So it kind of helps balance out the 1,000 life points you take for activating the spells or traps in the graveyard. So that's pretty good. Then we have 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Appaloosa, 1 Access Code Talker, and 1 Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax. Next, going into the XYZs, since we do have some level 8s, we are running the 97 Jaglubion, and of course the Harbinger and the number 100. And we do have a couple 10s, which is the Ishel. We do have Super Giant Rail Cannon Gustav Max, and the Levy to follow up with that. And then lastly, we have the first Dark Lords. And this one takes 3 Dark Fairy monsters, and this says your opponent cannot target fairy monsters you control with card effects. So that's pretty good. And then it says you can only use 1 of the following effects per turn and only once that turn. So that is a hard once per turn. So if this card is fusion summoned using Darklord Morningstar as material, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. So that's the card's just a board wipe on a 4K body. And then it says during your main phase quick effect, you can pay 1,000 life points, special summon 1 fairy monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. So if you manage to pull this off and you still have Suburbia in the graveyard, you can special summon it. And then he can special summon another one, and you can see how this could probably get out of hand pretty quickly. So, alright guys, that'll do it for the first format of the Dark Lords. I kind of pulled this one off the internet, and I didn't mess with it. This is just what was said. So, let's go ahead and see how this deck does in the EDO Pro Duels. Alright guys, here we are in our first EDO Pro match with the Dark Lords. Let's see exactly what we can do with this. Okay, it's in our hand. That's not the worst. Banishment of Darklord. So we got our Searcher, we have a draw 2, we have a normal summon, and another draw 2. So that's pretty good. Okay, and we got Darklord Contact. That is pretty good. I like it. Okay, so let's first do Banishment of the Darklords. We'll grab a level 8. Yeah, we'll add this Suburbia. Let's trade in for it. Send Superbia. Got another one. Okay. Let's Allure Darkness. We'll draw 2. We'll pitch the other Superbia. Okay, let's go Dark Indulged of Darklord for our normal summon. Let's give him the little weenie Ukubat card. And then we'll pick ourselves up a Nastin. Okay. So now we can... What do we have in the graveyard? We got 1 monster. Okay, so we could activate Darklord Nastin, pitch the Shell and the other Nastin, special summon it. We get Darklord Contact. We could bring back the Superbia. Now we'll special summon the Ishel. Okay. So now we can condemned Darklord over these two. Activate. We'll pitch Allure of Darkness. We'll add a Darklord to our hand. Where's Morningstar? Okay, we want Morningstar. Add it to our hand. Okay, that's still going to be our normal summon. So now we can activate Nastin. We'll copy Darklord Contact. This should get us another special summon. Get this Superbia. I figure this isn't once per turn, so I don't know why we can't get the special summon. But okay, let's activate this life points. Target that. The Darklord of Banishment of the Darklords will add to our hand. Oh, he quit. Alright. I mean, I guess he didn't have anything. Okay. So, didn't really get to go off, but it was a win, so I'll try to see if I can add anything to it. Alright, guys, so here we are back in the deck building. I've made some minor changes. I didn't take too much away from the Darklord stuff. I took Allure of Darkness to 1, Banishment of Darklords to 1, the Angel of 1 to 1, and I think that's all I took out. Then I added a Super Poly, 2 Imperms, and 2 Ice Dragons Prison. So hopefully we have a little bit more interruptions, because that's what we didn't have. This deck does not have a lot of interruptions. And then I also added to the extra deck Predaplant Anaconda and a Starving Venom Fusion Dragon for a target for the Super Poly. So this might be a little bit better. I didn't want to start throwing in Ashes and all that other stuff, because then it kind of takes away from the whole point of these being big beaters. So this might be a little bit better. So I don't know. Let's throw it into EDO Pro duels, and let's see if this works any better. All right, guys, here we are. Let's see if we can get a win. Apparently, we're not going to be going first. Okay, let's set Ice Dragon's Prison. Let's activate Nastin. Pitch these two to special summon itself. Okay. Activate Darklord Contact. Let's get a shell. Let's activate the shell. Shuffle this back into the deck. Oh my god. Alright. That'll be it. End phase. No. Normal summon, I guess, over that. Activate Amdusk. Target the Darklord. Contact. We'll special summon a shell again. Battle. Get over the Link Disciple. There's so many interruptions. In phase 2. End phase. Same board. Okay. Set that. Normal summon. Battle. Attack. Guess we could have turned the shell into attack, but wasn't sure if anything left in the graveyard. Guess we'll end there. Okay, so we have 2 disruptions here. Okay. Okay, Allure of Darkness, I guess. Ash. No. Okay, battle. Attack over this, I guess. Well, I still haven't been able to get out the first Darklord yet, which is sad. Okay, Darklord Contact. That's a good one. Special summon a Darklord from the graveyard. Oh my god! Answer to everything. Alright, let's activate. Let's get it back. Oh my god! This will attack. Alright. So we have literally been working through every disruption possible. Imperm, Solemn Judgment, Ash Blossom. We're pretty much hurting ourselves at this point, but we've been barely able to keep monsters on the field. Let's grab the shell. Pretty sure we could win now. Unless he's got an Ash in hand. Okay, can we get Darklord? Okay, Darklord contact. Activate. Let's get... Okay, finally. I mean, we worked through all of those negates. And we still got it. So, I'm not going to complain too much. Didn't really go into the extra deck much at all, but... Well, it is what it is. So, whether you like it or not, this is how they play for the most part. You know, not a lot of interaction, I guess, with the opponent. But if this deck can get going, if you just got the Godly Hand first turn, you're pretty much set, because then you go into some crazy stuff. But with interruptions, it can be a little lackluster, but it is what it is. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the Darklord archetype down below. And just let me know how you'd play it differently. What would you add? What would you take out? This is what I came up with. So, I'd like to hear from you guys. Don't forget to check out my Patreon if you want to support the channel. Don't forget to check out the TCG player account in case any of these cards interest you. I'll leave the link below in the description. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out the Aftershock videos merch. Got all kinds of cool stuff, so check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.